T.I. speaks on his son King's arrest by basically saying his ass going to prison. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yeah, man, T.I. just said some real stuff. I actually got mad respect now for T.I. Not saying I didn't have it before, but in regards to his son King, who just got arrested, and people are like, oh, you don't even know what he got arrested for. He got arrested. And the first thing he did was, when he got out, was put up a post saying F12. If you don't know the 12 is the cops. So it don't matter what he got arrested for. He thinks it's cool and he thinks it's funny and he thinks it's cute. So T.I. went on live and basically started speaking out about his son, because everybody's like, what T.I. gonna do? T.I. got that boy acting like this out here in these streets, acting crazy, because he's been acting crazy for the past couple months, right? For a couple years now. But now at this point, when he hit 18, this kid has been wild. I know I did a video a few months. No, it wasn't about a month ago, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, that King was screaming on some Waffle House workers, right? Talking about, come outside, we're gonna shake something. Like, he's going at the Waffle House guys. They about to fight him, jump him, beat him up, all this stuff. He's taunting them. He's taunting other rappers. He's getting into it with different people's artists, different people's sons. So he's just going on a tear right now. And he got a weird ass complex that I don't know why he feels like he gotta act out so much. But at the end of the day, this guy's a millionaire's son. He don't need to be doing none of this, right? T.I. did it because that's where he was from. And even T.I. was over the top. Even T.I. was over the top for where, even T.I. was from the hood. Even though T.I. was from right off the block where they everything go down, he was even extra. Even in his day, in his prime, people was like, yo, T.I. doing too much. He gonna get smoked or something. And Lord willing, he did not get smoked, but he did go to jail quite a few times. And he did get in quite a few rap beefs. And he rode up on quite a few people with a whole lot of energy. And surprisingly, he's alive to tell the tale, right? He grew out of that. This guy became a millionaire, he became focused. He learned, you got to be focused to learn these movie scripts. This guy's an actor now. He's doing movies, right? Television. He's doing a whole lot of stuff that you can't be no dummy. You got to have these people got to know that you can do the job when you get there. So T.I. has grown into a very responsible adult. He still makes his rap music, but he done got apolitical and all kind of stuff going on. He signed artists. I believe he put out Iggy Azalea. He's put out some big name artists, so he made a lot of money. So let's just start there. He didn't just act like a fool. He did all his non stuff back, his over the top stuff back when he was the Rubber Band Man and all that, right? He grew out of that. He got caught with the guns. He did what he needed to do to get out. And he grew up and had a TV show with his family on it. He turned into a family man. He grew up. And this kid got a long way to go to get there. And he's doing unnecessary things, in my opinion, and into a lot of other people's opinion. And every time he does something, T.I. comes to his defense. But this time, T.I. spoke on it and was like, I'm going to read to you what he said, right? And read from the article on Vlad TV. T.I.'s son King recently was arrested, and the 18-year-old claims the situation happened after he was pulled over. While little details were revealed about why he was arrested, King noted he wasn't trying to be gangster, despite the rumors surrounding his arrest. Now, T.I. has broken his silence on the arrest of his son. Now, let's just start there. He's saying he wasn't trying to be gangster. We've been watching this kid. He's been trying to be gangster. And he probably mouthed off at them cops and made them go a little harder on him and lock him up. So he's saying he wasn't trying to be gangster. He don't even know what trying to be gangster is, because he think he's a gangster, right? So you can't try to be something that you feel like you are. So let me finish. While on Instagram Live, T.I. said if he goddamn keep that shit up, he's going to go to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. The rapper then pointed out he sees himself in the situation saying, quote, because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out, unquote. T.I. continued to speak on his son, pointing out King is trying to find his way. Quote, so I already had that conversation with him, man. King's a good kid chasing after the wrong shit. And you know, I trust God to deal with it in the way he sees fit. So basically, he's basically saying, I done talked to this kid enough. And at some point, he's washing his hands of it. Right? So this kid is 18. How many times you going to punch him or hit him or yell at him, scream out, boy, get yourself. At some point, right? I try to tell people all the time, at some point it's on you to make your decisions of how you gonna react in some of these situations. You ain't gotta be super thug, bro. End of the day, this is what it is, right? If you are born with an attitude, or you are born with very low tolerance for stuff, or you have anger management, they got places for that, right? It don't matter how much money your father got, your mama got. At some point, there's a place for you, right? Remember that movie Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson and my guy that played Batman? I can't remember his name offhand. It'll come to me. Oh my God, I had it for a second. He played this rich white guy who took a pole and hit my guy in the head with it. I think it was Mekhi Phifer. Christian Bale hit Mekhi Phifer in the head with a pole. He was rich, had everything to live for, but he had anger management. He had anger issues. Hit him in the head, got locked up, right? They got a place for you no matter what your level of status is. So this kid gonna learn. They got a place for all that anger and all that. He's snapping. Let's shake some. All this stuff he's doing on camera. I believe this dude was holding guns on camera. I'm almost certain, right? This ain't how a rich millionaire son should be conducting themselves when they got everything to live for. You have no reason. Them kids holding guns usually on them things really got a reason when they go outside to have that gun. You don't. And this guy, T.I., is telling him, he's telling us, I talk to this kid enough. You know what's better for some kids sometimes? When you tell them the real. Instead of screaming on them, threatening them, you're going to do this and that to them, you'd be like, go ahead and touch that stove. Now, go ahead and touch it. Instead of grabbing their hand all the time or trying to snatch them out of the way is dangerous sometimes, let them go get the danger. They want it so bad, let them touch it. And I think he's about to let him touch that stove because there's only but so much. An 18-year-old thinks they know everything. There's only but so much you can do no matter who you are. Ain't enough screaming in the world, right? People was putting the memes up of T.I. beating him up. When T.I. get home, he's going to beat him up. I was thinking like all that beating up not going to do nothing but make that boy more a monster. Sometimes you got to be like, you going to go to prison and leave it at that. Be like, you keep it up, they going to lock you up. And I'm not coming down there to get you. Sometimes that's all they need to hear. Sometimes that's all you need to say. Because he's shutting a lot of stuff they saying. Now, this guy got mom and dad, they home. He ain't got no single mom. He got a mother and father and siblings. A lot of siblings it's a lot going on that he should know better than this, and he's still doing this stuff. So at some point, you got to be like, you know what, go ahead. You want to go to the club, shoot somebody after the club is over, go ahead. That's what the cops are waiting for. Sometimes you got to keep it real. They waiting to catch you with that Draco in your hand. So they can either, one, put 6 bullets in your head or lay you down, handcuff you, and take you to jail for the rest of your life. So they waiting for it. So you go ahead and give it to them. Sometimes you got to lower your voice and say something real. And I think that's what T.I., at this point, and I'm glad he said this. I salute to this guy. Because at this point, you do have to let it be what it is. The dude's energy is really over the top. It's ridiculous. And I don't care. Listen, I was born in one of the most, it's called D.C. They call it Chocolate City. The highest murder rate per capita at one point. I lived there. That's where I was born and raised. And all that hyperactive, you want the smoke, you this and that, it'll get you, right? It'll find you. No matter who you are, it'll get you one way or another, right? You got some guys that end up in a body bag and some guys end up in prison the rest of their life. There's guys in jail that have been locked up since the 80s with all that energy and they wish they can do it again. But it's going to learn them. Life going to learn them. And all of that being, I'm a king and all that stuff he feeling like, you're going to be a peasant up in there. Relax, grow up, learn, smarten up. Or the world going to smarten you up. All right? My name is Challz Brown, Chuckwick, CLBMG.com. Go check that out. We got some beautiful things coming up. I got a show that's already dropped. It's called Quite Contrary. with me and Mary. We do a couple interesting things. Some people say it's funny. I think it's funny. Check that out on CLBMG Networks. We also got the Don't Get Emotional podcast on the CLBMG Networks as well. Life Coach Charlie podcast. We just doing a lot of stuff. By the time you look up, I told you that Roku app coming and that Fire Stick app is coming. So CLBMG Network, we on the rise all day, every day. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.